You look past the lot to see a pleasant two-story building painted white with light teal roofing. Jean parks in an open spot near the main entrance and shuts off the engine. You unbuckle your seatbelt and crack open the door, getting ready to step out to grab your luggage.
Hey.
Let me help you with that. He's quick on his feet, hopping out of the car before you can utter a word. At his insistence, he carries your luggage for you as you two walk into the lobby. It has a bit of a chic flair alongside the cozy vibe, with framed photos of runway designs all along the walls. Okay. Speaking of, you walk up to the check-in desk, where a man is idly flipping through a fashion magazine. Dante, how's business been? Dante looks up and sets his reading down, a smirk forming on his lips. Like usual. He turns to you and greets you with the same laid-back smile. Welcome to Coral Inn. The name's Dante. We're not a bed and breakfast, in case you're wondering. He's an old friend of mine from high school and the manager here. It's with Kit. They got into some car trouble and needs to stay here for a bit while Kai takes a look at their car. I know it's sudden, but do you think you could do me a favor and try to help them out with their accommodations? I don't know, man. I'm already cutting it close to my margins with this bill cycle. Oh, no worries. I have a card, so I can pay. The rental company told me I'll be reimbursed for emergency accommodations after my stay, so it's all good. Cool. We've got all the amenities you ever want. Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and running water. Really extravagant stuff. In the previous demo, they had hot water, but you could only use it after 9 p.m., so we've really stepped up a little bit here. We have Wi-Fi, AC, and running water. Also, you know, the lobby looks a little bit different. Now this looks like an actual place you want to stay at. Whereas previously, it was kind of a dump, but like, okay. I mean, what else could someone ask for? You'd be surprised. Some clientele really like glitz and glamour, but don't have enough to cough up for hotels in the next town. Hell, one guy wanted a personal sauna and jacuzzi. I almost laughed in his face. A ringtone interrupts your conversation, and Gene takes out his phone, excusing himself to answer it. Well, that about covers it. Would you like a room? Yes, please. You hand him your card, and he starts tapping away at his keyboard. He prints out a form for you to sign, handing you back your card along with a room key. You're all set. Have a nice stay. He seems to really want to get back to his magazine, because the moment he finishes, he picks it back up, flipping until he reaches a certain page. You thank him and head over to Gene. It sounds like he's finishing up the call as he hangs up the moment you walk up beside him. He turns to you and smiles, even though there's a pinch in his brows now. His shoulders look just as tense as his jaw, so you give him a worried look. Is everything okay? Oh, yeah, nothing to worry about. I'm sorry, but I'll have to leave earlier than I wanted to. That was from the station. I need to book it back there for something. Oh, that's fine. I'm sure we'll see each other again at some point. We will. I'll make sure to drop by if I can. Try to enjoy your stay while you're here. Make sure not to get too crazy, though. You wave at him as he rushes towards the entrance. Dante shouts a farewell to him. Just like that, he's gone. Well, time to get settled. Alright, A room? The room, following the theme of Brine Bay, is also cozy and inviting. It's nothing too luxurious, but you find yourself becoming pretty attached to the vibe of this place. The bed looks so soft and comfortable, but you resist the temptation of flopping down onto it. You know if you put your head down, you're going to pass out for God knows how long. This is nice. I would have looked into staying here if I knew about this place. You set the luggage down by the door with a loud thunk. After spotting an outlet, you quickly fish out the charging cable to plug in your phone. While I wait for that to charge, I should look around the room. Maybe even try to get more comfortable. We still get to decorate the room. This is one part of the previous demo that I wasn't sure about. Like, because it's a hotel room, we're not going to be staying for too long. But we still get to decorate, so let's go through this. And I believe that is it. Ooh. As you finish settling in, your phone starts to ring. Kai's name appears on the screen, so you quickly answer it. Kai, what's up? Okay. Oh shit, it still goes. Also just checking on things. How things doing? Hey. The first line was, your car is in the shop. I read it, but I was too busy being like, okay. Was expecting it to be a phone call with actual voice acting, though I know this is a demo, right? It's not going to be fully voiced. Honestly, really surprised that it has voices at all in a demo, but you know. Hey, I'm all good here. I'm staying at the Coral Inn. Good to hear. I'm going to text you the address pin for the shop. It's about a 15-minute walk from where you are, but I'd like to explain in person and also have some signs for you to forms. Huh? Sounds fun as hell, I know, but it's Bargain Wheel's policy. That's okay with me, I'll be there in a bit. You hang up and instantly hear the chime of a new text. It's the address pin, along with the thumbs up emoji. You get it set up on your phone's map and head out. Dante looks up from his magazine as soon as you enter the lobby. How's the room? Everything to your liking? For sure, it's really nice and I wish I could stay longer. He smiles and leans back against his chair, looking pleased at your enthusiastic response. Glad to hear. Let me know if you need anything. Will do. Thanks again for the help and warm welcome. Jean mentioned that Dante can be a little standoffish with guests, but I haven't gotten that vibe at all from him. Let's try to keep it that way, though. Wouldn't want to accidentally get on his bad side while staying here. Don't mention it. Go on and have fun exploring. You wave at him and take your leave. You haven't been to many auto shops, but Them's the Brakes has a certain charm to it. The smell of motor oil and rubber is strong, but not unbearable. Kai greets you at the garage entrance, wringing his fingers clean into a towel as he takes you over to what you can only assume is the reception area. He leans back against one of the workbenches, arms crossed over his chest. You can take a seat wherever you'd like. So he says, but the only options available to you are what looks like a well-worn couch and one of the lopsided stools in the garage. You shake your head. Suit yourself. So I've got some good news for you. Looks like it really is just an alternator issue, so it's not too bad of a fix. Bad news is that it's not going to be an easy thing to get. What do you mean? We can't just, I don't know, buy one? In theory? Yeah. In practice? I'll need to get it from a dealer. It's a rental, so it's complicated. I have to go through Bargain Wheels, and then they've got to reach out to the nearest dealer, and it wouldn't really be a priority since they wouldn't exactly be making money off of it. You're joking. The sympathetic expression on his face tells you he very much isn't. Give or take a few days before I can get the alternator in my hands. Sorry, that's how it kind of goes. But once I get it, it should be pretty quick, and you'll be able to get out of here in no time flat. That's not exactly the news I wanted to hear, but it's not the worst thing, you suppose. You get to stay at that nice inn for a little longer. Maybe this is all some elaborate twist to get me to make some summer memories here. I tried calling them earlier, but corporates... well, speak of the devil. Hang on for a second, in case they've got questions. As Kai disappears into the garage, you start to think about your next step. Now that you have at least a few days of free time, what will you do with it? Ooh, meet someone special! See what this town has to offer. It's like what Jean said earlier. This town seems to have plenty to do if you look in the right places. Why not take the time to explore? You're definitely curious about what you might come across. The possibilities are endless, and I've always wanted to just explore a new city, so why not start with Brine Bay? Before long, Kai returns with a clipboard and a handful of forms that get crushed against the pen he's holding. Alright, so give me your initials here and here, signature here. It'll keep you liability-free as the renter. After a quick review to make sure all the legalese holds up, the paperwork is completed, and hastily faxed away. That's about all I can do for you for now. Just kind of a waiting game. Gene help you out? Yeah, he pointed me in the direction of an inn. Coral? That's the one. Guess I should do my part. Am I hungry? I was about to grab something to eat before they called in the cavalry. Come on. He doesn't wait for an answer, but he does wait for you by the door. The sign still flipped to stay open. Don't need to change that? Nah, I need maybe 10-15 minutes tops. Don't you get indigestion? All the time. As he pulls down the shutters, a little breath of a laugh manages to escape. The garage is swiftly locked, and he guides the two of you out onto the sidewalk. Ooh, skater. I'm just walking you there, and then I'll have to head back. Can't too long of a detour. Cars want me, something needs me. We can grab something together next time, yeah? When I've got someone else around to mind the garage while my dad's out of town. Heck yeah, cup of Joe Mama's. I was like, when are we gonna come here? Right now. Okay. You walk into the diner beside Kai, the smell of fresh coffee instantly hitting you alongside a gust of freezing air conditioning. This does unfortunately mean that I think I'm about to meet my least favorite character, but you know, whatever. It's a quaint little place, but judging by the amount of customers, a popular one. One of the servers walks over, greeting you cheerfully with a bright smile. Damn, Chris doesn't get any lines. Welcome, come on in. His polite smile falters when his eyes land on Kai, but for only a moment before stretching into a warmer, genuine grin. Hi, what trouble are you bringing in today? Good trouble, probably. Kai nudges you playfully. The familiarity between the two gives you an immediate sense of ease. This is Kit. New customer, new tourist, new friend. Nice to meet you, Kit. Chris. Kai rests his elbow on the counter, half leaning against it as he jerks a thumb back in Chris's direction. Finest chef this side of downtown. Chris gives Kai an appraising look, raising an eyebrow. Thanks. That's suspiciously high praise. You two know each other, I take it. Yeah, you could say that. Known you, what, 10 years now? You're how old again? We're the same age, Kai. But yeah, just about. Why? Wanted to see if I could shamelessly ask you to spot me a free meal. Chris's cheeks turn pink as he crosses his arms over his chest, trying to hide his smile behind a huff. You could try. He flashes Chris a cheeky grin, leaning forward on both his elbows. Kai rests his head on his hands, and it's obvious, even at a glance, that Chris isn't entirely put out by the question. How about if I hit you with a pretty please that worked on Mir last week? Hi. She's 12. And... fine. You heard the man. Order whatever you want, Kit. Morning's been rough on them. Car troubles. Chris gives you a sympathetic look. You respond with a small smile and shrug. I'm sorry to hear about that. Are you doing okay? Nothing a full stomach can't help. Glad to hear. It's on Kai's tab, so feel free to order as much as you'd like, okay? Hold on now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Chris huffs again, smiling fondly at Kai's played-up nervous grin. He grabs a menu, gesturing for you to follow him. Kai relents with a finger salute as his other hand reaches for the door. Don't be a stranger. Also, in the future, if you tell him Kai sent you, he'll give you 3 orders of hash browns on one big plate. Okay? I'll keep that in mind. Don't knock it until you try it. Go back to work. I'm going. Chris happily waves, and you toss him a quick thanks before he leaves. You sit down in a booth near the counter. Your stomach decides to make its hunger known with a loud rumble. Chris, the kind soul, only lets out a small laugh as your cheeks burn. I'll give you a minute to look over the menu, then I'll be right back to take your order. All our portions are pretty big. You definitely won't be leaving hungry. He leaves you to it as you open the menu, turning around to check up on several tables, grab empty drink glasses, and keep light conversation. Somehow he makes it look effortless. For all the stress of today, you feel like you can finally relax, slumping into the airy booth seat. Let's see. You can really order just potatoes on top of potatoes on top of potatoes. It is morning. Still on Saturday, you know, so I feel like it should be morning food. I guess let's go with French toast. You're in the mood for something sweet. Fluffy French toast drenched in maple syrup it is then. Call Chris over once you've decided. He jots it down and heads back to put in your order. As you wait, your gaze starts trailing around the diner. Other servers are quickly going back and forth. Okay! Love the development here. We have other servers now. Are quickly going back and forth with different tables every few minutes. Some tables are filled with lively families of all ages. Others have quieter single occupants sipping coffee while scrolling on their phones. Many customers seem well acquainted with each other as they pass by booths, greeting one another warmly. There are a few that stand out way too much to be locals. Then again, it is summer break, so you aren't surprised to see tourists around here. And here we are. Chris appears out of nowhere with your plate, smiling down at you. He places it in front of you with a smooth, practiced motion. You start to dig into your food, humming in delight at the delicious flavors hitting your tongue, but stop when you see Chris slide into the seat across from you. That is a great piece of artwork. Honestly, I really like it. He puts his chin in his hand. His eyes twinkle with genuine curiosity that reminds you of an eager puppy.
Go on. Don't mind me.
Okay. You can't really complain, considering he did get you a free meal, but this is certainly a new dining experience. Not that I mind, but do you always sit down to watch your customers eat? He laughs, the sound light and charming. Up close, you can see a splattering of freckles across his cheeks.
No, not usually. But Kai's told me to look out for you, so that's what I'm doing.
You think I'm gonna choke on my food and die? I can't stay long, but the part-timers can handle things until it's time for me to get back to the kitchen, at least. You take a tentative second bite of your food. For all their teasing, it seems he and Kai are pretty close if he's actually doing this. Or maybe that's just how people are here. Jean and Kai were extremely friendly in their own right, too. I appreciate the warm welcome. You all have been so nice and welcoming.
Well, I'm glad you think so. We all try to help each other out. And we do the same for newcomers.
Brine Bay has its ups and downs like any other city, but it's my home. I hope you enjoy it here. I think I will. His head jerks up at the sound of the bell at the counter ringing.
Sorry, I've got to get back to work. It was nice hanging out with you. Make sure to tell me how the food was later, alright?
Oh, and as promised, it's on me this time. Just close out the tab at the counter whenever you're done. He stands from the table, drumming his fingers on its surface as he leaves. I will, thanks. And like that, he's gone, his strawberry blonde hair bouncing as he rushes to the counter to greet customers. You turn back to your plate to dig in. The food's delicious, and as Chris said, the serving size is way more than enough. Before you know it, half of the meal is gone. You lean back against the booth with a full and happy stomach. After giving yourself a moment to relax from the meal, you get up to head on over to the counter for a box. It'll make for a great dinner later on, at least. You notice Chris there, holding a to-go bag and chatting with someone. Not this close to the beginning of the game. His soft white hair is the first thing that catches your eye. He looks a bit uncomfortable as he stiffly stands there with a hand on his neck. He doesn't meet Chris's gaze either. It's good to see you, Vince. How's your practice going? Vince lets out a small sigh while rubbing his neck.
The day's barely started.
I know, but I figured I'd ask and check on you. A customer nearby calls for Chris. He puts the bag down onto the counter and offers a quick wave. Sorry, I've gotta go. Enjoy your food. Vince gives a small wave back, watching Chris dash away. He lets out another small sigh and turns to reach for the bag. That's when his eyes meet yours. He freezes up, looking a bit startled at your presence. His mouth opens and closes a few times. He looks like he wants to say something, but is having a hard time deciding. I should probably say something so it doesn't get too awkward, right? Yeah, okay. You give him your best charming smile. Hey there, my name's Kit. I'm sort of acquainted with Chris, and it's my first time at this diner. I just had a really great lunch thanks to him. Are you a regular here? Whatever you ordered smells amazing, by the way. Okay, a little too much. Vince stares in surprise at your sudden introduction. But you must have done something right, judging by how his body relaxes a bit, his tense expression easing into an awkward smile.
Hello, I'm Vince. I wouldn't call myself a regular, but that guy, Chris, he usually greets me around this time of day.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess I kind of am? I think you can kind of tell, but I'm a new visitor to Brine Bay. I ran into some rental car trouble, so I'm waiting for that to get fixed.
That sounds difficult. I'm sorry that happened.
It's okay. I decided to make the best of my time here and take a proper look around. Actually, I was wondering if you had any recommendations for me. Are there any spots you like to go to often? I messed that up, but you know what? It's okay. I like the beach. I spend most of my time there feeding the crabs. That's the first time I've heard of that. What do you feed them? Usually pieces of meat from my meal. I tear up some chicken or beef, and they really enjoy that. Be honest, I never expected crabs to like meat. They do. Not only that, but they enjoy eating dead bodies of other animals. Alright. Whoops. Hold that thought. I accidentally opened my phone. He says the fact with such enthusiasm, you're taken aback for a bit. Without him noticing, he's gotten closer to you with his hands moving animatedly as he talks. Your expression must be more extreme than you thought, because Vince turns bright pink and takes several steps back. I mean, crabs are scavengers. It's not like they specifically look forward to eating dead bodies. And if you think about it, we also sort of do too, considering we eat stuff like burgers and fried chicken. He rambles on while looking down at his feet, becoming more and more embarrassed. His mouth snaps shut and he hunches over slightly, trying to look as small as possible.
Sorry. I'll be going now.
Before you can get a word in, he dashes over to the door. Vince, don't forget your food! Chris comes up from behind you with a hand on his hip. Vince freezes. He's already halfway through the door, standing there awkwardly for a few seconds. He slowly turns back around, trudging back to the counter with his gaze glued to the floor. He silently grabs the bag and takes his leave again, stiff as a board. You hear Chris let out a soft sigh. He turns to you, meeting your gaze. Is everything okay? I think so. We were just talking about crabs, but I think I might have spooked him. No, I think you're fine. Sorry for leaving you two like that. Please don't take it to heart, by the way. Vince is just a bit... Well, he's not a bad guy. All you can do is nod. He definitely didn't give off any weird or bad vibes. Chris helps you close your tab. He also hands you a pamphlet with the diner's address and number on it. Keep this on you. If you ever need a hearty meal and a place to relax, you're always welcome at Cup of Joe. It was nice meeting you and hope to see you again. You thank him with a warm smile, waving goodbye. There are rows of stalls, cat, lined up with all sorts of different handmade goods and produce being sold.